No sign of Hugh yet.
I'm muted. I have not received an email from him. Any concerns?
Do we have quorum with the three of us?
I believe it's half plus one. Let me just see. So I think so, right, Jeff? I'm gonna refer to you, Jeff, because you have more experience with this. We've never had a quorum issue, but I believe we're still good. 2 plus 1, yeah,
Number of committee members is
5.
5, yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll start and hopefully Councillor McDermott will come along eventually. Good morning and thank you to all in attendance today. I'd like to call to order the June 24th, 2024 meeting of the Perth County Land Division Committee. I'd like to make note that what will be shown on the screen for those viewing at home is our remote meeting platform, whereby whoever is speaking will be shown predominantly with smaller images of the members and staff attending along the edge of the screen. The agenda for this meeting hearing has been posted online at perthcounty.ca. If you want to follow along, please feel free to access it now. I remind all committee members, staff, and any others participating in the meeting to please mute your microphones when not in use to reduce feedback. This meeting will be held remotely. The Secretary Treasurer will call for the members' names. Each member will respond if they are in favor or opposed to the motion. Chair will announce the result of the vote. Before we proceed, we will confirm attendance of the committee members by roll call.
Councillor McKenzie,
Here.
Councillor Trentowski,
Here.
and Chair Duncan.
Here.
Thank you.
Any disclosure of pecuniary interest, please declare now or at any time throughout the meeting. And I get a motion to approve the agenda. Moved by Councillor Trentowski, seconded by Councillor McKenzie.
Councillor Trentowski, how do you vote? Are you in favor?
I'm in favor, yes.
Councillor McKenzie
In favor.
and Chair Duncan.
Yes. That's carried. And we have some minutes from the May 27th, 2024 Land Division Committee meeting. Get a motion for those. Councillor McKenzie. Seconder. Councillor Trentowski. Any questions or comments to those minutes? Seeing none.
Councillor Trentowski, how do you vote? Councillor Trentowski, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor McKenzie
Yes.
and Chair Duncan.
Yes. All right. So we have application for consent to sever B0724 errands. John, you're going to present for us.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Let me just quick share my screen. And just a quick confirmation that you can see that.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Awesome. So before you today is application B07-24. The owners are Craig and Michelle Aarons. The property is located at 5950 line 32, and that's just south of Mitchell there at the Red Star. So the surplus farm dwelling severance has a proposed severed lot area that would be 0.75 hectares or about 1.85 acres. The retained farmlands would be 25.3 hectares or 62.5 acres. The severed lands will need to be rezoned A1 to allow a non-farm residential dwelling, and that is in yellow. And then the retained lands would need to be rezoned A3 to ensure no residential dwellings can be established on the retained farmland. That is a condition of consent. Before you here in this image is the severed surplus farm dwelling. It is habitable and is at least 10 years of age. This image is of an accessory structure that will be located on the severed parcel. This image is a detached garage that will also be located on the severed parcel. Public notice was provided on June 7th in accordance with the requirements of the Planning Act. No comments or concerns have been received from the public at this time. West Perth did pass a resolution on June 3rd to recommend that the Land Division Committee approve the application. We did receive comments from Upper Thames River Conservation Authority, and that is the reason why we were at the Land Division Committee today. UTRCA did provide those comments that outline that their preferred approach be deferral, so that the applicants could move their driveway to have safe and dry access from the Thames River, which is located to the west. Currently, this driveway, as you see on the screen, has safe but not safe and dry access. This image showcases an aerial of, to give a little bit more perspective on Upper Thames comments. The red star is the proposed driveway with safe but not safe and dry access. Sight lines here are considered acceptable. There's an alternate driveway located east along the property. That is the driveway that Upper Thames is recommending be utilized. However, with comments and discussions with West Perth staff, it is considered that there's excessive sightline problems with this driveway. Additionally, this driveway did not receive an access permit. So staff believe that the appropriate access to use for the severed property would be the red star. Oops. So this is an image of the proposed access, the applied for access. It is an image looking east along line 32 there. You can see the gentle slopes of the road driving if you're going to drive east there. Upper Thames did indicate that safe access, which is essentially within 30 centimeters of the regulatory flood, is acceptable for the nature of this development. And MTE has provided a survey of the property which demonstrates safe access is achievable under those existing conditions. So what Upper Thames is essentially saying is they find this access acceptable, but they would prefer the other access be utilized. This is the image of the access that is outside of the regulatory limits. It was created without a permit, and as you can see, there's substantial sightline issues looking to the east. So if we do a quick little pan of looking east along line 32 of the proposed, and then of the Upper Thames comments access, it's quite different. So planning staff recommends that the application be approved as submitted at this time, and I can take any questions.
Thanks, John. Just want to let the record show that Councillor McDermott has joined us. Is there any questions to John about this application? Okay. Michelle, do we have the applicant or the applicant's agent wishing to speak?
We have Leanne on the line. I will bring her in. I'm not sure if she has anything to add, but let's bring her in and see.
Okay.
She is. Hi, Leanne. You can unmute yourself and speak now if you'd like to.
There we go.
There.
Oh, that's awful bright. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Thank you for hearing this application on behalf of our clients. I just wanted to reiterate that the Conservation Authority has deemed that the access would be considered safe, and that appeared to be the only stumbling block we had through this application. And also that would be considered safe even in the event of a 250-year flood, which is, we hope, not a likely occurrence. So I think that's everything that we have. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Liam. Okay. Committee members? One more chance at questions, comments? Okay, I don't see any. So we have a motion that the Perth County Land Division Committee receives the application for consent to sever B0724 Aaron's report, and that the Perth County Land Division Committee approves the application for consent to sever B0724 submitted by Craig and Michelle Aaron's for the lands described as Part Lot 25, Concession 2, Fullerton Ward, Municipality of West Perth, 5950 line 32, subject to the amended conditions listed in the report.
I believe there's the last sentence should be subject to the conditions.
Just the
Amended should not
conditions?
be a part of it, yeah.
Okay, so what I've read, just with change to the conditions listed in the report, we'll strike amended. Everybody's clear on that? Okay, can I get a mover? Councillor Trentowski, seconded by Councillor McDermott.
Councillor McKenzie, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Trentowski,
Yes.
Councillor McDermott,
Yes.
and Chair Duncan.
Yes, that's carried. Thank you. Okay, moving along. Application for consent to sever B5222 Southside Estates. Jeff?
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the slideshow on the proper screen here. Just give me one quick moment. Okay, does it show up properly or is it minimized? Could someone just confirm?
It's
Looks good.
Looks good. Still fine?
oh,
No,
You-
now
No.
it's small.
Okay, it's on the wrong. Sorry, I'm just working from two screens and I don't usually have it set up like that. But it seems to want to pull the report on the other screen. So I will just work through it with this. If you can see that, that'd be fine.
Yep.
Great. Okay. So the original consent applications were made by Brandon Flew Welling. So there was 3 consent applications for the subject lands. 2 of those consent applications have been completed. This is the final consent. So the consent application that's before you today was put on hold by the Township of Perth East at their meeting after the meeting on June 20th, 2023. And we placed it on hold in order to allow the applicant some time to address setback requirements from the top of Bank Watercourse that is immediately to the south of the subject lands. So the existing watercourse has now been enclosed, and the 15-meter lot frontage that they're proposing for the lands to be severed will be of sufficient size now to allow for a buildable lot while still maintaining a 5-meter setback to the center line of an enclosed municipal drain. So the applicant is proposing to sever the subject lands that were recently created through consent application B53-22. The creation of the new single detached dwelling parcel and the residential designation contributes to the orderly development in Milverton. The proposal would meet the objectives of the designation as it contributes to meeting the market demands in the area, provides an enjoyable living environment on the subject lands that can be serviced. The lands have direct frontage from Cobalt Street North and servicing is available as mentioned. The lands are outside of any hazard areas and the property is zoned for residential development. The proposed development does not frustrate the ability of the surrounding lands for future development. The proposed severed and retained lands conform to the relevant R1 zoning provisions with respect to the minimum lot area and lot frontage requirements. At the June 20th meeting, as mentioned, Council of the Township of Perth East made a recommendation that the Land Division Committee approve the application with the conditions that were included in the report. We have made one slight change to those conditions. So condition number 10 from the resolution has been omitted from the recommendation. So the reason that condition was omitted is that the County of Perth no longer uses signs to be posted on public property that with the frame that was included from the County of Perth. So that condition is no longer required. At the previous Perth East Council meeting, an adjacent neighbor who resides at 7 Cobalt Street expressed some concerns with water drainage problems that were occurring on her property. She wanted some assurances that the new development would not negatively impact the drainage on her land. Perth East staff have discussed the drainage of her property with her and concluded that the proposed development would not be draining any additional water onto her land. So the property is separated from the development by that drainage ditch, which is now enclosed. And the owner of the subject lands will be required to connect to a local storm service when developing this property. So planning staff are recommending that the Land Division Committee approve this consent application B52-22 with the conditions that have been included in the report. I'm available to answer any questions.
Thanks, Jeff. Questions or comments from any of the committee members? Okay, the applicant or applicant's agent, do they wish to speak?
Yes, I believe they do. Going to bring Brandon in now.
Hi, good morning, members of the committee. My name is Brandon Flewelling. I'm the planning consultant to the owner of the property. I think Jeff did a good job outlining this application, and that it was previously put on hold pending the closure of the adjacent municipal drain. So that has been done, and we've reviewed the report and the recommended conditions and are satisfied with them as is. So I'm just here to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. And I guess I don't see any questions or comments from any of the members of the committee. All right. I've got a motion that the Perth County Land Division Committee receives the application for consent to sever B5222 Southside Estates Inc. report, and that the Perth County Land Division Committee approves the application for consent to sever B5222 submitted by Southside Estates Inc. for lands described as Lot 8, Concession 4, Milverton Ward, Township of Perth East, 11 Cobalt Street, subject to the conditions listed in the report. Moved by Councillor McKenzie, seconded by Councillor Tontowski.
Councillor McDermott, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor McKenzie?
Yes.
Councillor Trentowski?
Yes.
And Chair Duncan?
Yes, that's carried.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. And number 6, consent file status report, Michelle.
I see, you went to that so quickly, I didn't even have the proper screen up. Yes, so you received a copy of the consent file status report for June. I will just highlight a couple things. So the report was, as of June 14th, we had 9 new consent applications that are currently in process and 10 applications that are in process as well that have been received previous to June 14th. 4 applications have been approved through the delegated authority process, and no applications received final approval during that time, for which a certificate of official would have been sent to the lawyer for registration. Currently, there are 6 applications that are on hold for various reasons that are listed in the report. Oh, and we also have 1 lapsed application. That is the first time it's happened since I've been here. So that is listed on the report as well. Does anybody have any questions?
Okay, I don't see any questions,
Thank you.
so. I think we have a motion that the Perth County Land Division Committee receives the consent file status report. Moved by Councillor McDermott, seconded by Councillor McKenzie.
Great. Counselor Chantowski, how do you vote?
Yes.
Counselor McDermott,
Yes.
Counselor McKenzie,
Yes.
and Chair Duncan.
Yes, that's carried. All right, we have no correspondence, no appeals, no other business, no closed session. So I guess we have adjournment for the next meeting date of July 29th, 2024. I'll look for a motion to adjourn. Councillor McDermott, seconded by Councillor Trentowski.
Counselor McKenzie, how do you vote?
Yes.
Counselor Trentowski,
Yes.
Counselor McDermott,
Yes.
and Chair Duncan.
Yes. Thanks, everyone.